Welcome to the Taking Care of Tutu podcast. I'm your host, Meg Obanoff, and today we're so happy to have the Reverend Mayanna Anderson on our podcast. She works with Doorway to Light. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Megan, for inviting me.
So I hear about Reverend Bodhi and the death store from like a lot of our clients, and they're asking about alternative green burials, burials at sea, things like that. So I would love to find out like who you are, how you came to be doing this work, and then tell me a little bit about what you folks are doing there.
Oh, all right. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
In 2016, I was caring for both my parents. I lived in Santa Barbara. I have a common story, maybe, that many people have. My parents were divorced when I was young. I'm the only child. They both managed to find themselves to Santa Barbara so that I could take care of them. It's funny how that happens. And separately, they were in different places.
I was just going to ask, were they all, and you're like all in the same place?
Yeah, well, so they got divorced when I was 6, and we always lived at least 3,000 miles away from each other.
Wow.
Made a great childhood for me because I got to travel a lot between these two different people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was very interesting when they were both aging. My mom first came to live in Santa Barbara, and she was here in Hawaii, had her Section 8. My mom and aunt have lived here since 1979 in Hawaii. And so my mom really wanted to be with me. She was knowing she was getting older. And so my aunt sent her back to Santa Barbara. But fortunately, she had gotten Section 8 here in Maui, which is portable.
Oh, great.
So I was able to find her a little cottage that was like 5 minutes from my house that was
Nice.
Section 8. So I got to go have dinner with her and talk to her and live with her in a way that I never did. And so,
As an adult.
yeah. So it's very fun. I love both my parents. They're great. Just totally different. So one's a rocket scientist and one's in music business. So it was
Interesting.
interesting life.
So did you start volunteering there, or
Yeah.
how did that connection build?
Well, I was doing property management for a little bit. Living on Maui, you do all sorts of things.
Right. You got to eat.
I gotta eat, right? And if you're reliable, you will always have work on Maui. I just tell people that all the time. So, but so there was, Bodhi called me because Michelle was doing something with a family somewhere, and he said, "Well, come on, you want to come help? I need to go pick up someone who has died and bring him back to the funeral home." And I said, "Okay, sure."
Wow.
So that's how that started.
Like, so they're a licensed funeral home.
We're a licensed funeral home. We're the only nonprofit certified green funeral home in the state of Hawaii, which means that there's no chemicals, no embalming, no caskets are pine, cardboard, no metal, maybe bamboo. So Makawao Cemetery is where we often do burial because they're also a nonprofit and interfaith and non-denominational. And so that's the same kind of alignment that we have. And it's dirt. There's no vault liners. There's no plastic coverings or things that are oftentimes in cemeteries. And that's something I can talk about if someone comes to our store and visits on open house. We converse and mostly the open house Doorway into Light is building community. And it's a safe place to talk and ask questions about topics that are uncomfortable or that we don't talk about. And so because we have this open house every Saturday, people will come in, they'll go to Baked on Maui maybe and have tea or coffee and go, and they can go to the other side, Makai side of Puela Cannery, and there's a death store. They come in and have tea and ask questions and converse. And because we're open every Saturday, those questions, they go home and then there's more questions. They come back another Saturday. And so it allows them to have that chance to begin having the discussion that is so important to have with your family while you're clear.
Sounds like there's a lot of, how does it work? What are the different options?
Or, I mean, I don't, all of a sudden someone dies. You've never talked about it. It's our
Mhm.
ministry, and it's truly a ministry what we do. It's not a business. So, you know, regardless of its business, that's a silly thing to say, but we're your neighborhood, we're family. Many
What
like one family, I've known these people for a while, and we knew he was going to be dying, and they were clear on that. And we went to the hospital to pick him up and brought him back to the funeral home, which is a calm and safe place. The family is comfortable knowing that their loved one is there.
Mhm.
Um, and they played Native American flute. They were retired and they got all over the Southwest. And that was one of their favorite things to do. And so she brought his beautiful raw silk shirt and what she wanted him dressed in, and
Mhm.
his flute and his hat, and had the music of Native American flute that they were playing with another person in Antelope Canyon in the Southwest. And he's beautifully laid out, um, and people are coming in to say hi. Just walking in and out. It's very quiet, and we have a cardboard casket outside that everyone is decorating and painting and writing on and collecting. And sometimes people will take the cardboard casket home and people will all start decorating, or even the person who's dying wants to be part of decorating their casket. We've had
Wow.
one person put all her soul collage pictures on the inside of the lid of the coffin.
Wow.
Someone wrote "Return to Sender" on the outside and made it. There's just, and then the kids, just what's in that case, when there's all these things to paint and play with, the adults and the
Mhm.
kids, and then that's done. It's ready. And then she was the wife. People are saying, "Well, aren't you going to say anything? Is there something?" And she goes, "No, I'm just here to say hello, goodbye. This is the thing to say."
Mhm.
So you can do that. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so we provide that space in that area.
So if someone wanted to donate their body to medical school, it would have to go from you folks to a funeral home on Oahu to be
Yeah,
transported there.
that is
Okay.
correct. And you must call the medical school ahead of time because for
I'm sure you do. You can't just show up.
well, for a long time, and they had more than enough people, and so they
I
weren't
see.
to accept people.
Yeah.
Yes, those are all things like this woman had decided it years ago and had arranged it. So when she died last year, because she'd already arranged it with U of H, we were able to send her.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the things. And then, well, a whole nother thing that you probably have been asked is, can we bury them on our land?
I get asked that a lot. Please answer that question for me.
Mm, I will. And you can be buried on your land. However, you must go through um, planning and zoning, tax map. You reassessed so where you're going to have the family burial plat, so it's now on your tax map.
Mhm.
Because there's always an easement forever, so family can visit their family even if the place has been sold.
Got it.
Or right. Um, but it takes a long time, so start the work now. There's
That's a great tip.
It takes a long time because you have to have what's water, where is water going to get contaminated? You have to have all
Yeah.
those kinds of
Makes
stuff.
sense.
Yeah.
Great.
And there's steps and there's an outline for them. And that's another thing I don't know a lot about it. I know about everything I've been able to find out about it. is, yeah, you're going to have to cut this part out. So, so I call the Department of Health and I say, okay, what do we need? It says Department of Health is in charge. Oh,
Yeah.
no, planning and processing's in charge. Processing, no, Department of Health is in charge. I'm like, oh my God. Went around like this for 3 years till I finally, Bodhi spoke to Dr. Peng and said, listen, we need something because they're friends. And they said, really need your help. What do we do? We need, and so that's where we got the information about you have to go through here, 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 here.